Beloved and holy and only child of our Heavenly Father, child of the one source, child of light, divine. That is who you are. Take it deeply within the consciousness and contemplate what that means. I am the one known as Jeshua ben Joseph. Jesus, you have called me. And it is in great joy that I come to abide with you this evening in your timing, as you have chosen once again to call me forth. Great joy to behold you in this manner. Great joy to welcome you. As always, we are together, but to see you in the physicality, it is truly a wondrous gift that you give to me. I come and I use the body of your friend to walk amongst you, to share as we used to in what you term the olden times, which truly, as you bring them to memory, are the new times, right? I come and I share with you that which you have been contemplating, that which you want to be brought out into the light of understanding. Because all of you truly have come throughout the weeks and the day to day, working within the world, in the confines of world thought, and wondering, for some of you anyway, what more is there? And truly, because you are awakening, you are beginning to understand that there is much more to you than what the world would say to you. Come in, we have saved a chair for you. Okay. It is most interesting and most necessary that ones have to visit the little room from time to time. Oh, this is true. Well, I will put this here in case we have another one. She can have her choice. Yes, and as I was saying, you have been questioning and asking what more is there. You feel that you have walked into a new year. And as you have said and decreed on your calendars, it is a new year. And with the new year, you have perhaps written down a question or two that you wanted in this year to have answered for you. A question that you are thinking about. Many questions in your case. Yes, we will have some of those later. And I have heard you questioning. I have heard you wondering, what is this year going to be like for me? Some of you have plans, things that you have been putting into some order of the timing. You know where you want to go, some of you, and some of you do not know where you want to go, but you know that where you are is not where you will be staying. So you are making some plans to be looking around to see what more you can find for yourself, what more you can create. Because truly, moment by moment, you create your reality. I would underscore that. This year in your timing, it is going to be most beneficial if you remember that in truth, moment by moment, you create your reality. And if you do not like what you are seeing, stop, take a deep breath, and recreate. And by that, I mean exactly what it sounds like. Recreate, but also take the time for the recreation. To breathe in joy. And to be in joy. Because truly, a lifetime is not meant to be just an existence. You have already felt the constraints of the different world messages that you have to be a certain way. And you have come to the place where you have said, no, I am moving out what I feel to be my reality. It is too tight. And so you are recreating. It will be necessary because you have fashioned for yourselves in this geopolitical grouping the most wondrous drama, the most wondrous actors and actresses upon this stage. So you are going to be watching, and there will be the habitual, very fast judgment that comes rising up within you. And then you will want to take the deep breath and to recreate and to say, okay, there is more happening here than what is appearing, because there is. You have foreordained these changes. Believe it or not, you're going to say, well, no, I didn't. I thought I had a mindset in a different way. But in truth, at the soul level, you have agreed that you will walk this drama and enjoy it. Because truly everything works for the fulfillment of the at-one-ment. Everything. And you create as you go along, you judge as you go along, and when the judgment feels too tight and too painful, laugh. Because truly, it seems to be, in times, it seems to be a heavy drama. But in truth, you are writing a comedy. So, take that to heart. There are times when you will be watching the actors on the stage and you will wonder, I created this? Why did I create this? And then with a deep breath, you will have an insight and realize that truly you are clearing away old thought patterns. There will be much of that in this year. And I advise you, if you will take my advice, to treat it lightly. It will be fun, especially from my vantage point. Come and join me at my vantage point. You will see things a wee bit differently, perhaps. Now, in this evening, we are going to talk about the collective consciousness. This was a preamble leading up to the collective consciousness, of which you are a part and into which you put your input, moment by moment. The collective consciousness can be likened unto a big kettle of soup. If you can envision a big kettle, and in there you have a most wonderful stew, we will call it, a soup. And it is doing its thing as you put the different ingredients into it. You and the brothers and sisters. It is quite a mixture, as you can imagine. Everything in the collective consciousness is within that big kettle. And from time to time, as you want to have what seems to be individuality, you put your ladle in and you scoop out a bit of the soup. And you look at it, you enact it, you are of ownership with it, and you want to know, what are the ingredients that I align with? Other lifetimes, you put your ladle in and you scoop out something else, and you have a different mixture. This lifetime is one that is most wonderful in that you are cooking and allowing a most wonderful development, evolution you will call it, because there are bubbles in the soup. Bubbles of reality that are truly inspired from the place of true inspiration. And there are bubbles that are coming up to the surface, ones that show truly there is much that is cooking, brewing, however you want to put it, and bringing to the awareness at the surface much of change, because you have asked, I want to see change. I want to awaken. And you say, I am willing. Therefore, the bubbles have started to evolve. You are bringing much to the surface, much in the boiling point of the bubbles coming to the surface so that you can see what you have been cooking, so that you can even taste it and either resonate with it or not. 2,000 years ago, when I spoke to you, I used what are called parables, the stories that carried meaning. Well, in this evening, we have a story about the stew pot. And it depends. If you have not eaten, it will appeal to you. And if you are full to the eyebrows, it may not appeal quite so much. I jest, because it is a way of understanding the collective consciousness of which you have agreed you'll be part, as you have human identity. Now, some of the bubbles are going to be the kind that bring enlightenment to you, so that you are going to want to see what is encased in the bubble. And for the most part, it's going to be light. The bubbles have been, I don't want to use the word stewing, but I suppose that fits. The bubbles have been cooking for some time. And in truth, as you look at the awakening of the whole collective consciousness, there is much that is happening. Much that truly 2,000 years ago was not there. There were pockets of light 2,000 years ago. There were ones who were ready to hear the message and did hear and have come back from time to time to spread the message of hope, of love, of encouragement, of living in the heart truly as the kur, encouragement, and being to other ones the friend who uplifts them from time to time when they feel perhaps they are a bit down. You have all done that in the past week. You have spoken to ones who felt that they were at a down point, and you have spoken to them whether you knew where they were or not, and because of your light, they have been able to see a glimmer and to come to their own awakening, their own reckoning, that perhaps their life was worth living. You have known that down spot because you have been there. From time to time, even in this lifetime, you have looked at everything around you and you have wondered, what is going on? Why am I here? I hear you when you cry out. Sometimes you cry out to me. Hopefully, you feel that I answer you, because I do. And you cry out and you want to know, what more is there? What good is there? Why am I here? I hear that question quite often. And I answer you, to be the light that you are, to bring enlightenment to other ones, and in doing so, you bring it to yourself. Because truly, that which you share with another one, you have to know, feel, recognize in yourself as it flows through you. In any situation where you find yourself dealing with ones who may be a bit blinded to their own reality, your light will help them see their way home. This is truly what all of your brothers and sisters are praying for, asking for, crying out for. They want to know home. And they know that the world is not home. It does not feel like home. And truly, at this point in your evolution, it is not home. At some point in time, there will be the knowing of home upon earth. But it is not here yet. You are moving towards it. You, as you ask for guidance, you as you read, as you study, as you share with other ones, and there comes a glimmer of light to the inner reality. You are coming to the place of knowing what home would feel like. I heard you say this. This is not home. I know what that would feel like. And this isn't it. I've heard you say that quite often. But in truth, you are bringing the remembrance of home even into a reality that does not understand, and for a good bit of time does not even desire it, because ones are so busy with the attitudes, the events of the world. Now the world, as you have seen, is diametrically opposed to the peace of home. The world is of the mind, for the most part. Not entirely, but for the most part. And you have learned from the time you were very, very small how to use the mind to fit in, how to be like the brothers and sisters who seem to have only one idea in the mind. And you have said, as you grew in stature and in understanding, there must be more. There must be more than just what the world is showing me. Because the world is showing me sorrow, agitation, quarrels, one's feeling very down about themselves and about other ones, and lashing out because they feel there's nothing else, nothing to be living for. That is the world of the mind that judges. But you have heard the still small voice that has said, there's more. Seek, and you shall find. Which is so true, because as you change your point of focus from always looking at the world, and you widen the perspective of everything that you take in, you begin to see that there's much more than what the world is telling you. Much more than the depression that ones are feeling now. Much more than just the drama, the heavy drama. And you find yourself from time to time getting a strange thought that actually brings a smile to your lips because you feel something that feels healing. It may be a funny thing that happened on the way to work. It may be the love of the four-footed ones. They are very good at bringing you right back to the heart, not to the mind, but to the heart. Because they know. They truly live in the place of the heart. They live to please. And they are most upset when they cannot please you, because they know that has been what they agreed they would come, and they will do. And as you are in sync with them, right heart to heart with them, there is the smile that goes across the face, the inner smile that lights up all of the cells of the body and says, hey, this feels good. I think you are the most wonderful four-footed one with a tail that is always wagging, and the tail that will walk up and down the narrow pews of the church, sharing the love, moment, by person, because it is love on 4 feet. You know that feeling. That is why you have the four-footed ones, to remind you, whenever you get so caught up in the world and in the mind, to come back home again, to be as the small or large four-footed one, even the small one who thinks perhaps that he could be the large four-footed one. Yes, they do. And you know why? It is because truly their aura, their energy level, is not contained within the body, of course. And as they understand their energy, they are perhaps the small chihuahua who thinks he's a horse. Yes, perfect. Because he is. Yes, exactly. They live in the heart, and they have lessons to teach you. All of you, as you interact with the four-footed ones, you have the opportunity to know home, because that is where they live. So if ever you are feeling down and confused, go to your neighbor, go to your friend, and go to the pound, exactly, and be with the four-footed ones who know only to give love, to be love, because that's what they are. Even the ones who will chew on the pant leg and you can't get rid of them even as you're shaking the pant leg. That does not work. That one that was shaking your pant leg was in there to stay. I speak to you personally to bring about the memories so that you know you can take it right into the heart and understand. It does not have to go through the mind. It bypasses the mind and comes to the heart, because that is truly where they live. Now back to the evolution of the collective consciousness. If you were able, and you are, to contrast and compare the collective consciousness 2,000 years ago with the collective consciousness now, depending on where you sit in your judgment, you might say, well, not much has changed. But if you are being open to it, you will understand that there are more ones seeking, opening, having the experiences that go beyond just ordinary life. Even if they don't know, they have been asking. They have been asking. And they are rising up like the bubbles in the soup. They are rising up because they feel there is a call. They feel there is a call from home, even if they would not identify it by those words. They are ready to talk with you, to talk with any of you who are open to sharing how you have come home from time to time. You do not stay there at home. You would like to, because the world can be a very hard taskmaster. So you would like to stay in that place of peace, but then you recognize that you have been called to be in the world and to interact with the brothers and sisters. And so you come back and you take on the cloak of forgetfulness and you say, okay, I will be one more day walking amongst the sleeping. And many of them are hoping that maybe they can just sleep their way through the life. But then something happens and they find they have to deal with something. And they don't always feel that they are prepared to deal with it. And as fate will have it, or as the soul group will have it, you meet up. And you may say in words to them, how's it going? Or you may just meet eye to eye and you smile. We have spoken often of the value of the smile. How it costs nothing to give, and yet it is everything to receive. It can change a person's day, moment by moment, as you are willing to smile and to acknowledge that they are worth your smile. Most wonderful love on 4 feet. Yes. His name? Teddy. Well, he does look like sort of the lovable teddy bear. Yes. Yes, he is soft. He is very soft. Know you that the word teddy, I'm sure you do know, is diminutive of Theodore? Yes. And you know the root meaning of Theodore? Ah, lover of God. Yes. It is perfect. Very appropriate, yes. 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 Oh, yes, of course. It will be interesting when my beloved friend and teacher, the one you know as Judith, when her 4-footed cat comes out and sniffs around, she will wonder what, who, how, all the questions. Who has been here? Very good. But I digress into a place of evolution of the heart. Good place to be. So, On a day when perhaps you are watching the multitude of ones who pass by in your workplace or your shopping area or wherever you see the groups of people, take heart. Know that truly there are more ones awakening now, coming to that place of questioning, that place of wanting to know more, wanting to be in a place of expressing more. You have attracted to yourself, from time to time, ones who have the questions, ones who want to feel more, want to be in your presence because they think and they know that you know a secret. You know something about life that they want to know. And so they may ask you in words, but quite often not. But they may ask you as you smile. And even they can be a bit belligerent about it. What is there good to smile about? And yet, as you share the gift of a smile, they know that you have found something, and it is something that they want. So never think that one day goes by that has not been in sharing. Because truly, if you are sitting just in your room at home, and you have not gone out and interacted with the physical bodies, you still have interacted with ones in spirit, ones who may be a bit lost. And they come to you. There are many in this room right now who are listening, who are watching your light, trying to find their way home, finding that you truly have a very uplifting presence that they feel drawn to. So even if you do not go out and rub the bodies in shaking hands with another one, in truth you are surrounded by many, and you are their teacher. You have wondered sometimes, as you have journeyed through life, what am I doing here? Am I doing anything good? Anything worthwhile? Why, I've heard this question many times, was I born? You were born because you chose to be born. You were born because you answered a call to take upon yourself physicality and walk amongst the brothers and sisters in a way that they understand, so that you could bring your light to them, to smile, to encourage, even if you spoke no words, the same as the four-footed ones, to be the presence of love, to show them that life truly is a gift that they have given to themselves and yet do not realize it. Life is a gift. The human life, the physical life, even with all of its problems of the body, oh my goodness, how the muscles, etc., the whole story of physicality. And yet, it is a gift that you have given to yourself. So you would be wise to enjoy it. Wise to walk, to smile, to radiate the presence of love, and to allow others to know that you see them. Because this is truly what the brothers and sisters are asking for. They want to be seen. They want to be acknowledged. They want to think that perhaps someone else in this big wide world sees value. And as you meet their eye, if they will meet yours, oftentimes they won't, and you smile to them, and they wonder, and they may even be quite gruff about it. Why are you smiling? How dare you? But you do dare. Even if you are having what is termed the bad day, you still find, even in that, quote, bad day, times where you find yourself laughing at self. Please remember to laugh at self, because you are a laughing matter. Take that deeply to heart. I laugh often. It was something that you shared with me 2,000 years ago. All of you in this room and within the sound of my voice have walked with me 2,000 years ago. It is no small thing that you find yourself once again attracted to the energy of love. Because truly, that is your nature. The world will speak to you of hardship, of trials and tribulations, things that you should tribulate about. But in truth, life is a gift. Unwrap it, discover it, live it, because you are of value. So be it.